The honourable member from Calgary, Forest Lawn.
The PBO proved that orange jumpsuit, handcuff-wearing minister is lying when he said that more Canadians pay into this.
Uh-oh. I hate it when that dipstick House Speaker mutes it. Right here, I thought this guy was going to get kicked out. He tells him, maybe you should correct your wording. But does he? Somebody gets offended here. Might be a female. Clinton Jaws, question period is back. The insults are back. And we all love insults, don't we? Let's listen to some. But first, 10 seconds of Trudeau. He learned a new word today. Newsflash.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
He gets worked up.
Newsflash for the Conservative leader. Climate change costs money. And what would cost the most money to Canadians at all is his do-nothing climate plan. That's right. Newsflash. When the Toronto subway gets flooded, it costs money. Newsflash.
Read all about it.
When forest fires hit communities across this country, it costs Canadians money to rebuild. When you have droughts that hit farmers and agriculturists across this country, it costs money. What doesn't cost money is putting money in 8 out of 10 of the money of Canadians' pockets with the Canada Carbon Rebate to support their families and fight climate change.
We all know this guy, the environment minister, or whatever you call him. Stephen Gilbert? Let's just call him Stephen Gilbert. Well, he gets beaten up today, and I love it.
Why don't they just call a carbon tax election now and let Canadians decide whether to quadruple or axe the tax for good?
Here, here.
The Honourable Minister for Environment and Climate Change.
Lunatic.
Newsflash, Mr. Speaker.
Newsflash.
We had a carbon tax election.
That's the big word today, guys. Newsflash. Look at this guy. Look at this idiot right sitting beside him. He thinks it's hilarious that he said newsflash. These guys know nothing about comedy.
Newsflash, Mr. Speaker. We had a carbon tax election in 2021, and the Conservative Party had a platform where they said they would put in place carbon pricing in this country. Maybe he just has to go and look back at their own platform, Mr. Speaker. Again this morning, the Parliamentary Budget Officer was in committee saying that 8 out of 10 Canadian families where carbon pricing applies get more money than what they pay in pricing, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, the Conservative Party of Canada continues to spew lies and disinformation on this issue.
Here it comes.
The honourable member from Calgary, Forest Lawn.
The PBO proved that orange jumpsuit, handcuff-wearing minister is lying when he said that more Canadians pay into this.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mute. I hate it when that dipstick House Speaker mutes it. Right here, I thought this guy was going to get kicked out. He tells him, maybe you should correct your wording. But does he?
I know it's the first day back for members. We've all spent this time
Everybody's
with our
excited.
I'm going to ask the honourable member if he could rephrase this question because he knows that you can't. I'm going to ask him to.
What they're saying right now in the background is, why would he rephrase it when he's telling the truth? This guy was arrested. He was in an orange jumpsuit. Why would he have to rephrase it? And he was handcuffed.
I am going to ask the honourable member to rephrase his question to not use language which is normally considered unparliamentary. The honourable member from Calgary, Forest Lawn, from the top.
What this orange jumpsuit wearing, handcuff loving minister doesn't understand is that the PBO proved Canadians pay more into this scam than what they get back. And it's done nothing to stop a single forest fire or flood. It's a scam and nothing else. And the leader of the NDP continues to prop this carbon tax scam up so he can get his $2.2 million pension. That's why he voted in favor of it 24 times. Call a carbon tax election now so Canadians can axe the tax and kick this carbon tax costly coalition to the curb.
Somebody gets offended here. Might be a female.
It's really important for all members to
Very important.
choose their language and use their words judiciously in a way that is respectful to the House. The Honourable Government House Leader
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, that kind of language from the member opposite is totally inappropriate.
Totally.
And quite frankly, Canadians deserve better. But it's what we've come to expect from the Conservative leader and his caucus, who would prefer.
What's inappropriate is that environment minister. That's what's inappropriate. Ooh, good point, Clint.
Could not hear the honourable minister give her response. It's difficult for me to hear that, so that I can make sure that the language is correct. The honourable leader of the government in the House, please, from the top.
This stuff is priceless.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the language from the member opposite was completely inappropriate, and quite frankly, Canadians deserve better.
You know what? We do deserve better, and that's why we're going to have a new Prime Minister. We're going to have, I predict it, we're going to have a new everything.